This video is for business leaders who want to create plans that lead towards results or plans that lead to actions rather than more plans. Unfortunately, we've kind of got ourselves into a cult of planning here in the last, I don't know if it's just the last few years, but there's a lot of planning going on, planning to plan to plan to plan, daily plans, weekly plans, monthly plans, yearly plans, 10-year plans. And guess what? First of all, it's not that predictable. There's so many things, so many variables we can't control. Let's be realistic about it. Most of those plans are absolute nonsense. It's like a venture capitalist once said to me, and I was so happy to hear this. He was actually speaking. It wasn't specifically to me, but he was speaking to a group, and he said, well, here's the thing about business plans. Everybody in the room knows they're an act or a work of fiction. And that the only reason I, as a venture capitalist, want to do that, want people to write them, is I want to see that they're capable of writing them and putting in the boring work and doing the paperwork or documentation that shows they can then do other necessary and probably boring tasks. But I understand that just about everything inside that plan is fictitious at best, wildly optimistic at worst. And so this is where most planning comes in. While you're planning, you're not actually acting on what you want to do. So when you have a clear goal, that is a clear end point and a trajectory, that is, you're pointing yourself and your actions towards that end point, there is little else that you need. That isn't to say that you shouldn't make plans. It's to say if you make effective plans, that they should need to be revisited very infrequently. And when you wake up in the day or you do what you do for your job every day, most of that planning should be absolutely unnecessary. That is, you know what you need to do, you know what action you need to take, and you take it. But Tim, what about the idea that things come up and people can't predict those? It's like, well, then you can't plan for that. So you can't put that into your plan. So it really comes down to the same simple, stupid, should be unnecessary to say thing, and that is know where you're going, adjust on the fly if necessary, and if your plan is effective and doesn't need to be revisited constantly, which is the sign of an ineffective plan, then what you can do is you can mostly adjust on the fly. And because you're taking action rather than spending more time planning, there should be visible progress towards your destination, towards your goal, towards your outcome. Now, if there isn't, or if the rate of that progress is not satisfactory, now you can loop back and make a plan. I would say regarding specific planning, my destinations are crystal clear. But regarding specific planning, and documentation or checklists or anything like that, I do them when necessary. When I'm not sure what the next step is, or when I realize that some reprioritization will help me be more efficient, but I'd say that's probably once a month or less. I know exactly what I have to do most days, what actions I can take, and I see progress. And if you're not doing the same, you're probably not doing it in the best way. If you're doing documentation, is it documentation you need to be doing? Is that documentation serving some specific purpose? Think to yourself, if this document went away or I never did this document, what are the worst implications? Are those implications real, or is this just busy work? What it is, I think, is a lot of people would rather plan or open emails or play Angry Birds or whatever they do at work to pretend they're working, because the actual work takes effort. But the actual work also leads to results, and the results are rather more satisfying. At the end of the day, when you've spent your whole day opening emails, you can't tell you've done anything. So take everything you want to do, have a direction, have an outcome, and move towards that. You only need to revisit your plans or revise your plans when it's necessary to do that. Now, I have a checklist I want to offer you, and essentially what it is it's I've already talked about the essence here, but beyond the necessary replanning and revising of your plans, quit planning and start doing. That's it for Plan Towards Action, Crush It Club 168. I'll put a link in the description to that checklist, that document, that gift that I'm offering you. And if you have any questions or you like this video, let me know. Like, share, subscribe, comment, or ask me questions. That's Crush It Club 168, Plan Towards Actions. My name is Tim B. Green. Bye for now.